Looking at this behemoth behaving like a golden retriever toward me, I silently prayed to the heavens to remove this monster from my life. I was lazy enough without the added responsibility. Baek-Yusol, why are you here? You do not need this stupid class. Or do you have some special reason for being here? Honestly, I was only here because of my poor entrance exam grades. But looking at Mu-Seung, I couldn't help but wonder, why was he so interested in me? Enough chit-chat. Let us begin, Kyle announced. Today, we are going to analyze the placement exam problem. As you have realized, the placement exam contained 3 extremely difficult questions, famously nicknamed the questions from hell. I was able to solve one of them. Kyle, however, was inwardly wondering why Isel and Mu-Seung were present. His original plan had been to increase his influence by teaching some clueless nobles. But as his gaze swept the room, he spotted me sitting at the back. He smirked. He remembered I had the lowest score in the entrance exam. A sly plan began forming in his mind. He wanted to humiliate me. Kyle started explaining the first question, detailing how it had led many students to make errors. Meanwhile, Mu-Seung, watching my focused expression, grew even more curious about me. Baek-Yusol, he suddenly asked, do you think his explanation is correct? His words caught me off guard. Turning to look at Mu-Seung, I realized something was utterly clueless. Without my bulbul glasses, I did not know a damn thing. I couldn't grasp a single formula, let alone solve the problem. But there was no need to worry. Honesty was the best policy. I am not sure, I admitted. Silent. The entire class froze. Even Kyle stopped talking. The other students turned their heads, whispering among themselves. But they misunderstood my words. They thought I was saying that Kyle was wrong. Panic surged through me as I noticed Kyle's expression twist in rage. With barely contained anger, he snapped, "Are you saying my explanation is incorrect?" I was completely lost. What had made him so angry? Well then, Baek-Yusol, if I am wrong, why do not you come down here and show us how to solve it yourself? The sudden twist of events caught me off guard. I hadn't signed up for this. Then, from the corner of my eye, I saw him. That damn golden retriever, giving me a thumbs up like he had just thrown me into the lion's den. That is when I realized this devil did this on purpose. With no other choice, I walked toward the board. The class watched closely. Even Flame seemed interested, using this as an opportunity to observe me. The villainous Hongbion also appeared curious. I reached into my blazer and pulled out my bulbul glasses. As soon as I put them on, my mind sharpened. The questions from hell. If you take a closer look, they resemble pun quizzes, I muttered. For example, if a mage chants a spell saying, "Dear Earth, shed tears," the amount of dirt will double. Why? The answer was simple. The dirt would enter decomposition. Who the hell even came up with this nonsense? Meanwhile, Kyle had treated this problem like Einstein's lost equation, rambling about soil splitting into atoms. Bro was on to nothing. Yet, somehow, he had managed to stumble upon the correct answer by pure luck. But change the question slightly. Suddenly, his stupidity was on Patrick Starr's level. "I can show you where you went wrong," I said, watching Kyle's expression shift. He was surprised. I pointed at the board. This problem is about earth element magic. But what if it involved a different element, like water or wind? Would your method still work? Kyle stiffened. Panic flashed in his eyes. I would use a different method. Exactly, I replied. Which means you would have to start the entire solution from scratch. You got this question right by luck, not because you knew what you were doing. Kyle opened his mouth to argue, but found no words. He had no choice but to acknowledge that I was right. Damn. Did I just crush this guy's confidence? No need. His confidence was increasing in illiteracy at the moment. Time to fix that. I began to lecture him. The entire class, intrigued, started taking notes. Even Flame looked shocked. She had not expected other students to actually be learning from me. She glanced at the villainess, Hong Byun, and the female lead, Isel. They were also jotting down notes. This wasn't how the novel's setting was supposed to unfold. Flame suddenly found herself questioning everything. Was this the correct way?